بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعزائي طلبة وطالبات الصف الثالث الثانوي، أهلا بكم في قناة سawsan samy-English. النهاردة هنستكمل مع بعض حلول كتاب جيم للمراجعه النهائية units 5 and 6 page number 78. عندي هنا choose the correct answer. Due to the economic crisis, the number of people buying new homes has declined. We've had a second phone line installed in our house. The introduction of a safe working environment can improve productivity in any business. Don't forget to mute your microphone when another person on the call is speaking. Prices of hotel rooms vary according to the type of room you require and the time you want it. هنا page number 80. The fire service was called to the factory, but luckily it was a false alarm. My close friend is very creative. She writes poetry and paints very well. There is no instant way of finding a cure. It's just a process of trial and error. The training will consist of 3 sessions. Each one will last for 2 hours. The spacecraft's launch was delayed because of a technical problem. Page number 81. Cristiano Ronaldo has been one of Portugal's best loved sporting icons. Photographs and video clips illustrating some of the scientific theory can be found on this website. The technical book provides clear definition of the terms used in the field of industry. In a debate, you should concentrate on the main points of the argument and try not to be distracted by unimportant details. When it comes to homework and tests, lazy students tend to procrastinate. Page number 85. There are 3 main conclusions to be arrived from the above discussion. The important thing is to put your good plan into practice. To reach your goals, you must stay focused on them all the time. The speaker ignored the journalist's interruption and carried on talking. We should do something to reward our most productive employees. The word productive is the opposite of idle. Only the transport police are allowed to connect with each other by radio. Most of you tend to procrastinate when faced with something we don't want to do. The chief has a food online blog in which he shares recipes, tips, and restaurant reviews. When 2 of your best friends argue, it puts you in a very embarrassing position. Position here means situation. Like a lot of men, he finds it hard to express his emotions freely and openly. And هنا page number 89. When we installed the central heating, we put a radiator in every room. Experts say that a competitive market helps to promote efficiency, which will benefit the customers. Producers are warned that higher prices usually lead to a decline in sales. The magician asked for a volunteer from the audience to join him on stage. In order to catch up with its competitors in the industry, the company will need to start using more advanced technologies. We need an expert to assess whether or not the new security system is working. Mary's parents died when she was a baby, and she was raised by her grandparents. All hospitals share some common characteristics, although some are more modern than others. Doctors advise us to vary our diet by eating different kinds of foods which would be healthier. We had heavy curtains to be able to mute the noise of the traffic near our house. Government inspectors will monitor the progress of the economic reform program. If the fire alarm sounds, all the residents should leave the building immediately. As a parent, you should try to create a stable home environment for your children to grow up in. One of the drawbacks of living with someone is having to share a bathroom and wait for long to use it. The magazine article evaluated 10 different mobile phones and ranked them according to price and ease of use. If you have been doing something regularly for a long time, you can say that you do it out of red tape. Page number 90. If you don't put a headline at the top of your report, no one will know what it is. I think that there is no logic in cutting the trees to build houses damaging the environment. How do you manage to work in this heat without air conditioning? The young actor's name has been reminded as a future hero of the new film. The age of the patients and their overall health must be put into consideration on having a new drug. The police responded to the emergency in just a few minutes and saved a lot of people. A researcher is someone who studies a subject, especially in order to discover new information, to reach a new understanding. People who smoke have a significantly greater risk of developing lung cancer than people who don't. The instruction booklet is written in a technical language which is very difficult for me to understand. Drivers are advised to use alternative route because the main road to Alex was closed. Children normally feel a lot of anxiety about their first day at school and they want their parents to go with them. The little person that you can just see in the background of the photograph is my cousin Ahmed. After the Second World War, Germany was in chaos and needed a strong government. Climate change have disastrous consequences for farmers as it affected the crops badly. All through the meeting, my colleague seemed slightly distracted as if something was worrying them. The company has admitted that it made a big breakthrough in trying to expand too quickly. Adil Imam has become an icon in the Egyptian and Arab countries. The successful applicant should have excellent interpersonal skills as he is going to work in customer service. My sister was punished because she rudely interrupted father's speech. We've discussed all the marketing options and decided to go for television advertising. The goalkeeper's excellent performance won him the Man of the Match award. Banks normally give priority to large businesses when deciding on loans. Page number 91. The high figure of flood sales reflected the fact that people are spending more on eating out. The young couple's marriage failed because they were never acceptable from the start. They don't have anything in common. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, there is a growing attitude towards online shopping. Parents' main concern is their children's physical and emotional recuperation. معناها التعافي أو الراحة. هنا طبعا معناها الراحة. Sammy procrastinated and missed the submission deadline, so he lost the job. My brother's new job at the United Nations gave him an opportunity to gain valuable experience. Details of the meeting had been sent to all the staff in a memo in advance so that they could be ready. There is an additional fee of about £300 for returning the car a day late. Reservations are essential if you plan to eat there on a Friday. The antonym of adjective essential is exceptional. The supermarket's marketing strategy for the product involves obtaining as much free publicity as possible. My grandparents came over from the countryside to celebrate Eid al-Fitr with us. John and Mike never stayed in touch after colleague, although they were close friends. The director is responsible for the company's strategic management and future planning. There was a message attached to the flowers, which he sent to his aunt. The synonym of the verb attach is stick. A lot of ancient customs have been completely abandoned by the young generation. I met up with my teacher as I left school going home. The coach made changes to the team for the tonight's match. We can't promise an instant solution, but we can promise to listen. The word instant is the opposite of the word immediate. Immediate. As a young officer treated me badly, I asked to speak to an officer of a higher rank. We kept a food and exercise diary and measured the amount of food we ate. A stricter speed limit enforcement has reduced the number of car accidents. The verb reduce is similar to a word decrease. Okay. هنا عندي في advanced exercise page number 92. The new Minister of Economy has installed a couple of academics as his advisors. The military record of the two countries switches any hope for diplomatic solution. Alexandria Road will be closed while the maintenance work is in progress. Okay. The school founded with the quick purpose of teaching deaf children. Okay. رقم كام دوت عشرة. technologies such as high definition television help it more and more people enjoy moves and matches. His skill lays in his ability to communicate quite complex ideas very simply. The company was hit by jump in profits last year and had to reduce their expenses. I always keep my calculator close at hand when I do my math homework. I invest some of my money in a few sections of famous companies in the stock market. Alternative medicine includes treatment using natural materials such as herbs. When I leave school at the end of this month, I'd probably have to leave the ranks of the unemployed. Okay. The murdered man was killed with a knife that had been tipped with poison. My quality of life has improved tremendously since I moved to the country. The point of the report is to compare the two new car makes in detail. The workers have reacted with delight to news of using robots in the car factory, as they may lose their jobs. Page number 105. When the aircraft leaves the ground, it takes off. If you don't know what the word means, you'd better look it up in the dictionary. Don't worry about the baby. I'll look after her while you're out. She fell off her horse and hurt her wrist. Pick up your litter. Don't drop it on the street. The fire was so intense that it took the firemen 3 hours to put it out. يخمد النار يعني. To fail to do something when someone is relying on you is the same as to let down someone. I can't get through all this work. I need some help. To go and register at a hotel is the same as to check in a hotel. Was that true? Or did you make it up? Some working parents make up for being absent all day by giving their children lots of presents. I won't be able to go shopping with you today. I'm afraid I've got a lot to do at the moment. Can we put it off till next week? To think of a solution or plan is to come up with. A bomb went off in the town center, killing 3 people and injuring 25 others. I don't mind your baking a cake, but just make sure you put everything away when you're finished. What should I do with this form? Fill it in. We must make up our minds about where to go for our holidays this year. Okay. Page number 106. I try to keep up with the latest fashion by going to lots of shows in Cairo. The fact is, doctor, I just can't get rid of this dreadful cough. I'm fed up with cooking. Let's eat out for a change. To destroy something with a bomb is to blow it up. To succeed in not being punished for crime is to run away with it. The boy wearing a blue jacket is an excellent tennis player. Can you tell me how to get to the library? I remember being paid for the job, but I forgot the exact amount. I regret to inform you that you are to be dismissed next month. I insist on your accepting this small present as a token of my appreciation. The roof needs repairing before winter comes. Having drunk the coffee, she washed the cup and put it away. Tenzing and Hillary were the first men to climb Everest. I don't allow my students to cheat during an exam. I lay in a warm and comfortable bed listening to the rain beating against the windows. I greatly regret not having bought those boots when they were so cheap. I am not used to wearing a suit and tie every day. I prefer traveling by bus to traveling by train. Don't stand here doing nothing. Page number 107. He advised to buy a flat instead of renting one. Okay. Excuse me, would you mind not smoking? How do you feel if someone laughs at you? I hate people laughing at me. As well as running, I like walking. I hope my dream will come true this year. And what do you dream of? Oh, I dream of entering the faculty of law and becoming a lawyer. She dreams of her sons becoming a director of the company. We stopped at the motorway surfaces to get something to eat. On entering the classroom, the teacher asked the pupil on duty who is absent. I study English again, but because speaking a foreign language is very important. Which of these young men sitting by the fire is your son? She lives alone and has nobody to talk to. Did you notice the little boy took the candy and ran away? When the teacher fell off his chair, the student couldn't help laughing. When I get low marks at school, my father stops me from playing or using my computer. My mom always has me clean up my room on Saturday morning. The wife got her husband to paint the living room last weekend. We should take your car to the mechanic to have the brakes repaired. We had our landlord fix the broken window. Okay. She couldn't understand the document, so she had it translated by her colleague. We got the computer programmer to install the new software for us. For their wedding anniversary, Maha had a big cake made by a good cook. Your air conditioner is making some strange sounds. Why don't you have a technician look at it? The teacher had his student write a composition about predicting the future. When Ali watches his favorite play, he can't stop himself from laughing. We usually have the bedroom redecorated every 2 years. I should get Omar to buy me a train ticket when he goes to get his. Did Hazim repair your roof? No, we had it done by a builder that he knows. My parents had me study English for 2 hours every day, and now I'm an excellent student. Have your friend call me if he has any other question. I think you should have your doctor look at that cut on your arm. It looks serious. Sarah isn't making her own wedding dress. She's having it made by a designer in Italy. You should have your visa extended before it expires. The examiner made us show our identification in order to be admitted to the test. Ahmed was absent yesterday because he had his tooth filled. If Ali is free, ask him to do some of the work. Yusuf parents should make him study because his grades are poor. If you don't get out of my house, I'll have you arrested. Page number 109. I had my friend drive me to the airport. I had a hard time finding the way to Osama's house in the countryside. I can't forgive Karim's breaking his promise. We'll get Ragab to deliver the parcel to Mehdi, do you want to have something drinking now? Every half hour he stops work to smoke a cigarette. If you're not careful in the crowd, you will get your money stolen. Rami is having the doctor examine his leg. Mr. Hani plans to have his student take the English test tomorrow. If I catch you cheating again, I'll make you stay in after school to do some extra work. Hala had the mechanic repair her car yesterday. My uncle had the roof repaired last week. This means that he didn't repair the roof himself. Layla always lets her children buy a lot of biscuits. This means that she allows them to buy biscuits. Omar's parents made him do his homework daily. This means they forced him to do it. Tamer always has difficulty washing his own car. This means that he persuaded others to wash it. Hadi had his nose broken. It seems that he let someone to break it. عندي بقى general exercise على الوحدة الخامسة والستة. page number 110. All the children couldn't agree about the best way to assess their student. Because of the plumber's efficiency, we got all the work done in a few hours. The doctor said that my sister was making good progress after the operation. The company is looking for ways to improve worker productivity in all departments. The lab took blood and urine samples from the patients for analysis. I told my friend to feel free to contact us at any time if he needed any help. I had an unpleasant and stressful day at work today. The synonym of the word stressful is annoying. Our application for a loan was declined by the bank without giving any reason. The firefighter had to break the door in two to rescue the little girl. He came up with a good solution to the problem. I have already made up my mind about it. Passengers are forbidden to talk to the driver. Won't you stay? There is a good Japanese film on TV. No thanks, I hate watching Japanese films. Why does your sister bite her nails? She doesn't enjoy biting them. She just can't help doing it. We had a new computer delivered to our office this morning. The children made this mess, so they'll get it cleaned up right away. In the following sentence, where should the comma be placed? Mona loves art. طبعا after the word art. Which of the following sentence is capitalized correctly? رقم B. I've رقم page number 111 سنة ثالثة. رقم 19. I've never forgotten this bad experience and I'd like to advise everyone not to drive when he or she is very tired. The sentence above is the final outcome and the message when concluding an essay. رقم 20. طبعا the advantage and disadvantage of a thing. This introduction sentence should refer to the two different points of view. عندي القطعة الأولانية رقم 21 حلها رقم B. 22 حلها رقم C. 23 C. 24 A. 25 D. اوكي. عندي بيج نمبر 112 رقم 26 سي. 27 سي. 28 اي. عندي القطعة التانية سنة تالتة. طبعا السؤال رقم 29 بي. السؤال رقم 30 سي. 31 اي. 32 دي. 33 رقم سي. عندي بيج نمبر 113 113 34 دي. 35 هيبقى A و36 هيبقى C. عندي كمان الترجمة الأولانية A. التانية رقمها B. التالتة اللي هي من عربي الانجليزي رقمها C. والأخيرة اللي هي رقم 40 هتبقى D. بالتوفيق للجميع ان شاء الله. ده كان حل الاكسرسايز ليونت 5 and 6 من كتاب جيم المراجعه النهائيه. المنهج الجديد. بالتوفيق للجميع بإذن الله. لو في أي سؤال ممكن تكتبه في الكومنتس تحت وأنا هرد عليك إن شاء الله. في انتظار إن شاء الله حلقات قادمة لتكميل أو كمالة حل الإكسرسايز في كتاب جيم بإذن الله، المراجعة النهائية. أتمنى التوفيق للجميع والنجاح. كانت معكم سوسن سامي، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.